Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. In today's video, we are making Christmas Gable boxes. I have 3 of these Gable boxes. I think they are so fun and perfect for little gifts, neighborhood gifts, coworker gifts. They are the perfect size for some small cookies or one of those little loaves of bread. They would hold some socks or just anything that is that perfect little size. You can also resize them. You could make them bigger or smaller. A couple of pieces of warning: if you make them smaller, you'll want to make sure that they're not so tiny that the little tab doesn't have any place to glue. If you make them big, you want the largest piece, which is the Gable box itself, to be able to fit on your cutting mat. So if you were doing Cricut, you wouldn't want to make it much more than 11 and a half inches, this piece right here. But it would totally be doable and would make a great bigger box. So we're going to start with the Santa one. Like I said, we have 3 of them. This is the only one that I'm going to assemble the actual box, and then I'll show you how to decorate the other 2. So what you'll get in your file is you will get 2 bases for the Gable box, and you'll need 2 of those. You will get 4 background pieces. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Santa is sitting on one right now. And then you will get this rectangle that is rounded on the corners. This is an optional piece, and it actually goes inside the box just to give it a little bit more strength and sturdiness if you're putting something in your box that's a little bit heavy. So this is optional, but I did cut it out for all of my pieces. And then you'll have your decorations, your embellishments, and we're going to set those aside for right this second, and we're going to assemble the box first. So for this one, well, for all of them, you've got score lines, and let me back up. So on the top where the handle is, those score lines are going to be folded up. So you have one right underneath that handle, and then you have these 2 little wing pieces, and those need to be scored up towards you. All of the other score lines need to go down towards the desk. So this one has a score line right across the top, so I'm going to fold that down. And then on this side piece, I'm going to fold that down. I'm going to fold the tabs down. And of course, if you had a bone folder, that would be better. And this one I'm going to fold down. And then that final tab I'm going to fold down. And you're going to do that for both box pieces. So I'm going to start at the top again, and the score line right under the handle is going to fold up, and the little tabs are going to fold up. Everything else gets folded down. So once you've got that, then you're ready to go ahead and halfway assemble this box. So I'm going to put glue or tape on this tab right here. And unless you've shrunk it down, it's kind of a thicker tab. So you want to make sure you get tape on the edge and then right up to the score line. And then you'll take this second piece and you're going to bring it to the tab and line it up with that score line. Let me see if I can do this over there we go. And just press it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my embellishment panels and decorate it up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these side pieces on. And actually, that's going to be the back. So when you're working with the side, your embellishment panel is not a perfect square. It is a rectangle. So you want to make sure that you're gluing it on there in the right direction. And I'm just going to use my tape runner. I use the Scotch ATG gun. If you're looking for a Christmas present for a crafter, that's the one to go. I love it. And then we'll just put that one on there. Next we'll do the side piece. Oops, I picked up a green dot. I'm going to do the other side piece. And now we're going to take our Santa, and I will show you what is in this file. So you'll have the box, you'll have your inside piece, and then you'll have 3 words that say ho, 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 and you will have Santa. Santa has a nose. He has a mustache. He has a beard. Believe it or not, that square is his beard. He has 2 pieces of holly leaves and 1 holly berry. The hat has a fluff ball on the top and the brim, and then the red hat. He has 2 eyes, and then this piece you will cut out the color you want his face. Now I added cheeks, and I just used it with my little sponge dauber and added cheeks on there, and so this is the piece we're going to start with. But first we need to glue on this front embellishment panel. And I found, with the exception of the poinsettia one that I'm going to show you in a minute, it's easier to decorate it while it's lying flat. So we are going to take Santa, and if you line him up right in the corner, you'll notice that his hat actually extends past that fold. You don't want to glue past that fold. So I'm going to use my glue bottle, and I'm going to put him on. I'm going to put glue about where the top of the, or the bottom of the cap goes, right there. And I'm not going to put any glue farther up than that. And we're going to just put him in the corner. Just like that. Okay, then we want to glue his hat. And I'm using a glue that dries clear. I added too much water to my glue to thin it out, and I'm kind of making a mess. But it'll dry clear, so we're good. Okay, and now we're going to take the little puff ball. And glue it on, making sure it's only on the flesh colored piece and not on the box itself. You could actually even assemble Santa and then glue him directly onto the box. That might be a little bit easier. Okay, let's take our beard. And I did ink up the edges of the beard and the mustache just barely, the lightest touch, with some gray. And let's add the brim to his hat. Oh my gosh, my fingers are so sticky. I'm gonna have to wipe them down because they're sticking to everything. There we go. For his mustache, I'm going to add some glue dots. Normally I use it off the roll, but these were just sitting here, so I'm gonna use these little dots, not glue dots, excuse me, foam dots. Just because I want to add a little tiny bit of dimension to his mustache from the beard. And these might raise it up a little higher than I want it. Okay, so we're going to put his little mustache on there. Next, let's take his eyes. And these are some tiny pieces, but they'll work. I'm just going to put 2 little glue dots and then add the eyes. Scoot it down a little bit. Ooh, that wind is blowing hard out there. I think we're getting a storm in. And then his nose. And then we have these really tiny little holly leaves and holly berries. Your machine will cut them, no problem. But if you don't want to work with something that small, just leave them off. I think they just really add to his hat. Okay, and then my trick with the ho-ho-ho is to lay it out first before you actually glue it on there so that you know how much space you have. Okay, and then we can go ahead and glue that on there. There's my H, O. And if you were doing a bunch of these for your neighborhood gifts or school parties, you could just put in a movie and assembly line these. They would go together really quick. Have somebody build all the Santa Clauses, have somebody else put all the boxes together. Okay, so that one is done. Now we just have to finish the box. So all you're going to do is you're going to put tape on this edge right here on this tab. It's kind of out of the camera range. And kind of make sure that you get it on the edge and on next to the score line. And then we're just going to fold that over and match it. So I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to show a couple of secrets. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and do that and then just not fill these up or finish folding them until you're ready to, so that they don't take up a lot of room. If you're going to completely fold them today, before you put that over, I would fold this, take this over, and you're going to put tape on this big tab, tape on the little tab, skip this big tab for now, so the one that's on the front, and then do the smaller tab, flip it over, and get that big tab that you just missed. Okay, and then we can fold this over and match that up like I had said before. And then you're going to flip it upside down. Back goes down first, then a side, and then that front piece. Flatten it down, and if you want to put your extra strength piece down in there, you can. And then all you're going to do is bring these two handles together and get those side pieces over the notches. And there is your Santa Gable box. And you can see by the size of my hand that that is just a perfect size to hold small gifts or treats for your friends and neighbors. Okay, the next one that we're going to do is the reindeer, and I have already put the box together and the pieces with the exception of the front. So there's our inside piece. It's the rounded rectangle. And then you'll have your embellishment pieces, but then you'll have a frame. You have your reindeer and his holly. And you also have this little printed piece that says special delivery. So if you wanted to, you could just use the red piece and put your reindeer on that. Or if you want the printable one that says special delivery, it also has the frame. So I'm going to scoot this to the side, and we're going to build this first on just on the desk. So the special delivery is a printable, or you could leave it off and hand stamp or write a message, or just leave it blank. We're going to glue the frame right onto there. Make sure it's not stuck to the table. Okay, and now we can go ahead and build our reindeer. So we have the background of the holly, we have the 2 holly leaves, and we have 3 holly berries. For our reindeer, oh, I might need to trim that up. For our reindeer, we have the 2 feet. He has a nose, 2 eyeballs, and 2 pieces of white for the eyes and 2 pieces of black for the eyes. The muzzle, the inside of his ears, the face, and then this piece, the background, is so that you can build everything on it, but the horns are going to show. So whatever piece you want, not the horns, the antlers, whatever piece you want your antlers is what you're going to do with this one. Okay, I'm going to glue the face on first. And then I'm going to take the muzzle, and I didn't bring over any scrap paper, so we're going to use the back of that. I'm actually going to put some cheeks on the muzzle. So I just opened up my stamp pad and my little dauber, and I want to go really light with this. Okay, there we go. And now there's his little cheeks. I can just glue that on there. We're going to match the bottom. And then I'm going to take my white eye pieces. So you can see that. And then the black pieces. And depending on the look you want him to have, they can be right in the middle, they can be looking at the top, kind of down at the bottom, cross-eyed. Just depends on the look you want your reindeer to have. I'm just going to try and put them towards the bottom in the middle. His little ear pieces. Or the inside of the ear, I guess. They're not the actual ear. Oh, now it's raining. It's crazy weather out there. His feet. And then I'm going to take those foam pop dots that I had for the Santa, and I'm going to put his nose on. And if you want him to be Rudolph, you can do the red nose. If you just want him to be a regular reindeer, you could just do a brown nose. Okay, so once that's done, I can go ahead and glue him to the front of our panel there. And then we can tape this to the front of the box. And I'm almost out of tape. We may have to glue this. Yep, we're gonna have to glue that because I'm out of tape. Put this down here. You're just gonna glue him there. Let's glue him to the front. And then we have our little hollies. So you could glue these directly on, or you can use the background piece. I'm going to do them on the background piece. And there is just the slightest showing of the background on this. And then we have the 3 berries, and I'm going to just put the dots on. There we go. Oh. Go ahead and glue that on there. I think I have one of those days where you just shouldn't be doing things. I think today is one of those days for me. Okay, and there is our special delivery. And then you're just going to fold it up like I did before. Glue that edge. Fold your tabs in, and then you can put this down in the bottom. The last one that we're going to do is the poinsettia. Let me move this out of the way. And this one I would recommend folding it up first and then adding the poinsettia. So I've already added the embellishment pieces, and I did add my leaf before I decided that I wanted to assemble it first, because I think it's going to be easier to do it assembled. So I'm going to add the pine boughs. Okay, so we're going to put tape on this edge. Fold it up. And then, because I'm out of tape, I'm going to fold the back in first. Right. I'm going to fold the back in first and put some glue down there. Fold that in and that in. And I'm still going to need to put some glue on those tabs. This works the way that I showed you first a lot better, but I had already started to assemble this. Okay, so we're going to smooth that down. I'm going to put my inside base piece down in there. Fold that up. And now I'm going to put, actually I need that open while I do this. Now I'm going to do my poinsettia. And you will need a dowel or a pencil, something round so that you can round out those leaves on your poinsettia. my pencil and I did the leaves first, and now we're going to do the petals. So here's my large petal. All I do is I hold it in the middle and then bring it up and twist it over the pencil or the dowel, whatever you're using. You don't want to pull too hard because you'll tear it. We're going to do that with the 4 sets of petals. So bring it up and turn it down. If you've done any of my poinsettia projects, they all go together the same way. So if you've done the cards or any of the boxes, and usually I like the dowel best. I just happen to have a pencil sitting here and not the dowel. Okay, then we're going to start with the biggest piece. We're going to put glue right in the middle there. Go to the next size piece. If you wanted to, you could ink these petals up. You could cut them out of different shades of red or pink or white. We were at the store the other day and I saw these beautiful pink poinsettias and I thought, oh, I need a pink poinsettia in my life. They were so pretty. I'd never seen a pink one before. And I'm gonna reach in there. And then we can add our inner piece. And I also just cut this from, I cut it from some gold cardstock that I had from another project. You could also do white or yellow, or if you have one of those epoxy beads or the little pearl beads, that would be really pretty in there as well. And then there is the poinsettia box. And through the magic of television or video camera, there are all 3 of the little Gable boxes. Ho, ho, ho from Santa, special delivery from the reindeer, and your beautiful poinsettia. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you will give one of these Gable boxes a try. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up. Merry Christmas and have a great day.